always been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. Pick songs, but I'm like, I don't really have a reason for picking them.
Okay. So that's not one of our common songs that we do from Greatest Showman. So
I just wanted to I kind of did some that I guess a lot of these I picked, we don't do that often.
Yeah, I feel like we don't do that one that often. I feel like that's kind of a newer one. I would say if we've done it, we've probably only done it once or twice before, if ever even before. Because I feel like
we have done it before, but not that recently. So
yeah, I feel like if we do songs from The Greatest Showman, it's usually Rewrite the Stars or This Is Me.
Right.
So what do you think the song is about? Most important thing in life either.
But yeah, it's not, but it's.
You know, what's awesome though is sometimes I think in relationships, the more we focus on the other things that are really important to us, the better relationships can be too. So, like, the more you focus on these things, the more opportunities that might come to have good relationships.
Right.
So, what are some other things that you dream about or that you have dreams to do? I know we've talked about college and some of those things. Right. You still have some of the similar dreams about like animation and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you ever okay. So I didn't have enough time to pull up as many songs. I don't know that song quite as well. Let me find my mouse. That'll actually help me move around my computer a little bit faster because I'm not a big fan of the touchpad. I need a certain spot for my mouse. So the two songs I have pulled up is Brave by Sarah Bareilles, or I've got The Little Mermaid, Part of Your World. Do either of those speak to you, or do you want me to pick something else?
Pick something else.
Pick something else, okay. So other songs that I got, we could do How Far I'll Go, which is from, I don't think we've ever done this song, from Moana.
We might have, but yeah, I want to do that one.
You like that one?
Yeah.
It's a good song. That was one of the ones that just came up when I put in karaoke. I don't know if we've done this one or not. If we have, it's not one of our usuals.
Right. Seems so happy on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island, so maybe I can roll with mine. I can lead with pride, I can make us strong, I'll be satisfied if I play along, but the voice inside sings a different song. What's wrong with me?
Of all the songs that I had picked up.
Well, I didn't really like Part of Your World, and I feel like we've done Brave a lot, and so
it's true.
That was the other one that you had, so that's the one
that you picked up. Yeah. Oh, now it's going to "You Say" by Lauren Diego.
And the funny thing is, that's the one I have up next.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So what do you find relatable for this song on How Far I'll Go? I'm gonna pull the lyrics.
The funny thing is, isn't it the same lyrics? Well, why do they have Alessia Cara version as if it's not the same lyrics?
Is it?
it is the same lyrics, but yet they list it as if it's not the same.
So who's
Leo Cravallo is who originally wrote it for the movie, but then at one point Alessia Cara did a version of it, but it's the same version. But I don't know
have it on here?
why they have it like listed as if it's a different version with different lyrics.
Yeah. So I have no idea either, but it does seem like it's the same. So she
Yeah,
starts the song with saying, "I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try." So what do you think she is singing about on those lyrics?
like she wants to do something, but she wants to explore, but she knows that if she does, she'll get in trouble, and so she goes right up to the edge, but really wants to go exploring. But
Yes, so she feels like what she wants is different than what
her father wants.
wants from her. Yeah. Have you ever experienced anything like that before?
Um, not really.
Okay. What would you do if you did?
Oh, about what I would do if I did.
Do you think you would be like her, where you might test the water a little bit, or do you feel like that you would just do what you're supposed to do,
Uh,
or not do what you're supposed to do, but do what somebody else wants you to do?
that's a hard question.
It's a hard question. It's something you can think about if that ever did come up.
Yeah.
If there's something that you really want to do and something that's holding you back, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
thinking through how you would do that and how you would talk about it too in a calm, respectful way, or,
Right.
go about it in some sort of a calming, respectful way, right?
Right.
Okay, so then she says, "Every turn I take, every trail I trek, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, though I long to be."
It's kind of saying the same.
Yep, where she just really, everything in her life just leads her back to this place.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of almost like a song of being about like what we're meant to do,
Right.
right? But in life, sometimes things might get in our way, but
Right.
it's that kind of being focused on what she feels like is fulfilling for her,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever have, something that, would come into your life that might
Yeah.
be that way, was there ever a time at school that there was like something you wanted to be a part of, or at church, something you wanted to be a part of that maybe you had to talk your parents into?
Um. Not. I don't think so.
No,
Yeah. I don't.
I don't think so.
Right.
Okay. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I don't belong, you say I am yours, and I believe what you say of me. I believe the
All right. Tell me about that song.
well, this song, about I was like, what were you? I was trying to figure out what you were.
I just pulled up the lyrics.
Oh, like someone who's struggling with self worth and being reminded of who they actually are.
Yeah. When she says "you say," who do you think she's talking about?
She's talking about God, but this song is kind of it's one of those songs that's both pop music and both Christian music. So it's kind of it's it means God, but in a pop music sense, it means like some like a really close like for like pop music it means close friend, but it's actually in Christian music it means God.
Yeah, and she does say God at one point,
Yeah.
but I agree. And honestly, I think too that you could, even in Christian music, you could look at it as somebody else if you wanted to. I think
Right.
I think the song is open to interpretation of
Right.
whatever someone's beliefs might be.
Right.
So I do think that they're and we've talked about even love songs can be interpreted differently for family, friends, and things like that. And I
Right.
think this song could be interpreted to the eyes of the listener, sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So in terms for you, what do you see it as? Do you see it as
God.
you do see it as God? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's that. However you see it is, and you can also see it as both. You could see it as God and also see it as other people. Like there's
Right.
not a right or wrong answer to that. It has to be one or the other as well.
Right.
So in terms of some of the beginning too, where she says, "I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up."
Right.
Is that something you've ever experienced in life?
No, but I have friends who have. So
Sure.
I also like it's like I because I have friends, I like also can know how that can feel because I have friends. Even though it's not actually me that has felt that.
Yeah. And sometimes we don't necessarily feel that chronically, but maybe we feel it in an isolated incident.
Right.
So maybe like we tried our best at something and we didn't get what we wanted.
Right.
So we might feel like, well, I'm not enough.
Right.
I didn't do as good as I wanted. So it could be like you failed exam. Maybe
Right.
you didn't pass something that you wanted to.
Right.
Maybe you tried really hard for a play or something like that and you didn't get it. Maybe you applied for a job and you didn't get the job. So there's like also things that might make us feel that way in an isolated thing.
Right.
Like you don't feel good enough for this, but you feel good enough for these things.
Right.
Right? Is that relatable for you?
Yeah, I feel like in certain instances that's how I feel, but overall that's like not how I feel. So
Agreed. And I think that's a positive thing that you don't feel that way overall.
yeah.
But understand that like sometimes we do feel that way, and it can be normal to feel that way in isolated incidents too.
Right.
Yeah. So, and maybe even the singer is like thinking about that too.
Right.
Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again of just who I am because I need to know. I love that too, where she talks about that she's better than some of the highs. So it's
Yeah.
also that, the high points of our lives don't necessarily define our whole lives too.
Right.
Has that ever been something for you? Like where you've come back from something and you're like, oh, now I have to come back to, this kind of reality.
I'm having a hard time thinking so like this.
So I think part of that too is like not letting awards and things like that dictate who we are.
Right.
That's the way I see that too. And I've thought about a few like things that I've been awarded at times,
Yeah.
but they don't define who I am.
Right.
It's just a piece of paper or a plaque or things like that.
Right.
I mean, it's important that we celebrate our achievements, but it's not necessarily who we are.
Right.
I like that one too because I feel like it's saying like you're more than just the things that you accomplish or
Right.
don't accomplish.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to life than just that.
Agreed. 100%. Somebody who gets a doctorate degree, like we're still just as valuable to as humans. Like no
Yeah.
matter what we are, those types of things don't hold our value
Right.
across other humans and stuff too.
Right.
So, do you want to add anything else to this song of what
No.
things it means for you?
No, I think I'm ready for
The next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice job. How about a sky full of stars?
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
We'll do Johnny's version. I think we might have done this one last time.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure that we don't. I like won't even let you skip through it. It's just it's here.
Because it says the ad is too short,
Yeah,
which I don't think so.
we're not doing the karaoke version of this one.
Oh.
Going.
What?
His little foot was going with the music.
Oh.
Did you see him?
No.
Hang on, sorry. We're going back just for a second. It was like going long before, and it's just the one, like right here. Oh, this guy's is too. But, oh, I guess they all are.
Oh.
But yeah, sorry.
And then they start dancing.
Have you seen this movie? This is honestly my favorite kid movie by far. Like, hands down, my favorite kid movie. I could actually watch this one. Hands down, my favorite.
If do. In the sky, kiss in the sky, full of stars. I think I saw you.
See, you will never be great, Johnny.
Now I bet you want to see it now because you.
So good. The best scene in the movie, too. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie all the way through? So good.
Tear me apart. I don't care if you do. Sky, cause in the sky, full of stars. Think I saw you.
Tell me about that song.
Um, um, I'm trying to think, like, cause talking about, like, he's being judged by the guy for being a punk. And, and he's trying to prove to the guy.
That he's not.
Yeah.
So have you ever felt like you've had to prove yourself to somebody else?
Oh.
Yeah. So he, in the movie, he is trying to prove to the guy that he's not just some punk kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy throughout the movie does not believe him and trust him.
Right.
So, what does the character do?
It's and tries to prove like.
I would say too that he stays true to himself, right?
Yeah, but he then goes and gets help from some other person to teach him.
Yeah. So he had a negative experience with this person, so he goes to somebody else.
Right.
To say, I need help with this.
Yeah.
This person refuses to see me as the whole person. They're
Right.
just choosing to see this part.
Right.
So now I'm going to go over here where I might actually get the help that I need, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, which can be relatable sometimes to life things.
Right.
The thing I love about the movie too is that he's like super persistent and like stands up to somebody who's like bullying him, somebody
Right.
who's like treating him poorly just because of who he is.
Right.
So, have you ever experienced that where somebody is like maybe treated you differently based on a small limited part of who you are, and but not seeing the whole person of who you are?
Maybe.
Sure. Yeah. So, but what does the character do? he just tries hard, right?
Yeah.
He tries really hard, and he stays true to himself,
Right.
right? He didn't try to change or anything like that. And what happened in the end?
He was able to show the guy that he's not just a punk kid. And
And he worked really hard to get there.
right.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite things about the movie too, is that I feel like it shows kids too. And, you know, in the end he kind of won a little bit.
Right.
Okay. You ready for the next song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gina.
And it's so hardcore. I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I fear myself. I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow. In the shallow. In the shallow. We're far from the shallow now. Trying to remember what the story of that song is, because I don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I entirely know either on that song. But we can also just kind of talk about it on a surface level.
Yeah.
So what do you think the song is about?
On the surface. Did you do that on purpose?
What?
On a shallow level.
Oh, on a surface level, but yeah. On a shallow level, what do you think it's about? I did not do that on purpose. But apparently you both caught it.
So, uh, so I'm trying to remember what even,
I'm asking Google.
because I mean, I know we've talked about what it is about before, but I don't remember what it actually.
So the deeper look, the meaning is two people talking about each other, about the need and the drive to dive into the deep end. Finally, when I see the song, deeply emotional story inside a story brought to life. I've never actually seen the movie. Is it? You have to tell me. Or is it about? What's the movie about?
It's about this like country singer who kind of helps this other singer get famous, basically.
Their voices was not a good pair.
Well, Lady Gaga is a much better singer than Bradley Cooper. But
Right.
Bradley Cooper is not a terrible singer. But there is definitely Lady Gaga is a much better singer. Bradley Cooper does. Does he? Shallow critics include it's one of Lady loudest in declarations of artistry, and further cemented her legacy as one of the most accomplished entertainers in her generation. This song topped the charts the over 20 countries. Again, they give Lady Gaga the credit for the musical part of that.
But what?
I think the song is just about their deep love, that they're going in the deep end, that they're, that they're going in the deep end. So thinking about it in like a pool analogy, like they're diving straight in.
Yeah.
This song itself, story behind about two established stars. So I might have to see the movie.
But you might cry because you just said it.
Most definitely will, because I'm a crier when it comes to stuff like this. So originally it was just an alley song. It was just
What do you
for
mean?
Gaga to sing, and I never realized it was a duet. I
Oh.
certainly never realized it was going to be part of the plot, the narrative in the parking lot, which is really such a beautiful scene. I think taking anything personal out of the film, like the involvement, you really get that first part of falling in love or having a crazy crush on someone in a moment. It does it really well without being cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
It's two people talking to each other about the need and the drive to dive into the deep end and stay away from the shallow area. So
this song is like the first time that you hear Lady Gaga sing, or her character sing, like really. So like when she goes to like that big part, she goes
Yeah.
high and high, and they're just talking about like both their relationship and then her career too, like just kind of going all in.
cool.
Yes.
Well, good. Cool. Thank you for today.
Okay.
So you did a really nice job.
Yes.
So is it okay if Becca joins us again in 2 weeks?
That's fine. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Is that okay then? 11 o'clock still?
I
in 2
think
weeks?
so.
That work?
Yeah.
That work for you? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So we'll probably be on the early end just so we can do that too.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Nice job, buddy. Did you have fun in music?
Yeah.
Good. All right. I'll see you in a couple weeks, okay?
Okay.